Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over a couple fights for Saturday, November 20th, 2021. I'm going to show you highlights of each fighter, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know how I'm picking these games, you have to join my Patreon. My picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the fights. We're going to be looking at UFC Fight Night, just the main event and the co-main event. The way that I have it set up here is I have my daily numbers on this side, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen, I have what I call my game numbers, numbers specific for the game or the fight in this instance. For example, right here is the name of the fight. Right here is the stadium or the where the arena's at. City, state. Right here's the class, Gematria. And then here's one fighter, their name, their birthday to and from, their fight record, any type of winning or losing streak, and then their UFC record. In the middle is the head-to-head Gematria, and then at the bottom is another fighter, their name, birthday to and from, their fight record, any type of win or losing streak, and then their record for the UFC. So this is the main event right here. We're going to start with the co-main event. We're going to start with Sean Brady and Michael Chiesa. Just a fair warning, I'm notorious for saying people's names wrong. It's just a bad habit of mine. I apologize ahead of time. Alright, so between these two, let's go ahead. We'll start with the bottom first. We'll say Sean Brady, what numbers it would take for him to win, and then what numbers it would take for Michael Chiesa to win. Let's start with Sean here. If he was going to become a perfect 15-0, I would just blame the number 15. Potentially, if we write in 15, 15 sums to 38. And today will be the 16th day of the third month on the Hebrew civil, like 163. 163 is the 38th prime number, as well as 38 date numerology on the Hebrew religious side. So a little bit of 15 connection there. 15 sums to 38. He becomes a perfect 15-0 for his record with the win. So that's one thing I would say. The second thing I would say is it being the 363rd day of his current age. 363 kind of has a connection to the number 36. 36 date numerology on the Gregorian. 36, 363, 63 is just a reflection of 36. So it's just kind of like a combo of the numbers 3 and the 6. 36 date numerology on the Gregorian. If you write out 36, 36 sums to 152. I was going to say 15 and 2, but it sums to 152. And Sean, he can get his 15th win in a row as Michael gets his second loss in a row, like 15-2. That's what I was going to say, 15-2. 36 sums to 152. So that's one thing that I would, that's another thing that I would point to. Also, 36 sums to 55. And both their last names, Chiesa versus Brady, sums to 55. And his name, Sean Brady, sums to 55. So maybe that's a good thing for him. And the number 36, 36 summing to 152 and 55. 363rd day of his age. Could become 15 in a row. Second in a row, 15-2. And then you could add in that 15 sums to 38. 38 date numerology on the Hebrew religious. 16th day of the third month, like 163, the 38th prime number. Even their two last names sum to 136. 136 is just an anagram of 163. But let's look at the numbers for Michael. What would favor Michael to win this fight? Oh, one more thing. I apologize. Michael Chiesa, his name, sums to 255. And if he does lose, he would become 11-6 for a UFC fight record with a loss. And 116 sums to 255. So maybe it's destined for him and his name. I don't know. But his name also, what I was going to say, his name sums to 75 in favor for him. It is the 75th day of the Hebrew civil year, the 16th day of the third month. Both their last names, verses, sums to 136, an anagram of 16 and 3. 75th day, his full name sums to 75. Maybe that could be a good thing for him. Chesia versus Brady sums to 215. 215 is just an anagram of 125, and Michael could become 12 and 5 for a UFC record with the win, and say screw Destiny with the 255 and the 1116, the 116 connection, or the 116. Also for the Gregorian, it is a day leaving 41 left in the Gregorian year, and Sean, if he gets his first loss, he would become 4 and 1 like 41 for a UFC record. A total span of 4 days till his next birthday. He would sit on that 4. And then of course he would end his 1 fight losing streak. He would end his 14 fight winning streak. 14-1, 114. Sean Brady would become 14-1. 14 just a reflection of 41. It could be a 14-41 thing going on. And then Michael, he would get his 19th win for his career. 19 sums to 41. It also sums to 86 and 130, which is a number for Las Vegas. 86 130. Las Vegas. 86 130. So that would be the two sides for these two guys. Pretty good narratives either way. Not a tough, or not an easy one to call. Let's say a tough matchup, not an easy one to call. But those are the numbers. Definitely add anything below if you have something to add to it. Hopefully this helps. Let's get to the main event. Ketlin Vieira versus Miesha Tate. I almost kind of want to say Tate. I'm just kidding. Alright, so we'll start with Miesha, and then we'll get to Ketlin. So if Miesha Tate were going to win this fight, she has some interesting connections with the Hebrew calendar. Her name, Miesha Tate, sums to 169. 16th day of the 9th month, like 169. Her name also sums to 38. It's the 16th day of the 3rd month, like 163, the 38th prime number. Her name also sums to 101. There is 101 date numerology on the Hebrew civil, the 16th day of the 3rd month, the 38th prime. So her name has some very direct Hebrew calendar connections on both sides. It is the 20th on the Gregorian side, like 20th of November. And that could be a reason why she gets her 20th win for her career. And then she could become 7 and 4 for a UFC record like 74. And if we type in 74, it sums to 127. And the name of the event is UFC Fight Night Vieira versus Tate, which sums to 127. Tate in a comeback for her career can become 7 and 4 for a UFC record. With the win, 74 sums to 127. So that would be a narrative for Tate. There's also 36 date numerology on the Gregorian. 36 sums to 53. And Ketlin could become 5 and 3, like 53, for a UFC record with a loss. Vieira versus Tate sums to 151, which is the 36th prime number. So that would be some numbers for Miesha. Let's look at some numbers for Ketlin. If Ketlin was going to win this fight, I would just base it basically on her birthday and her age, meaning it will be the 87th day of a 30-year-old age when this fight takes place, and she could get her 12th win for her career. If you type in 12, it sums to 87 and 30. So 8 on the 87th day of her 30-year-old age, she can get her 12th win for her career. 12 sums to 87 and 30. Also, if we take her age and we pop in 30, 30 sums to 62. And as she gets her 12th win for her career, she can also become 6-2, like 62, for a UFC record with the win. And so that would kind of go along with that narrative. This would take place in Las Vegas. Las Vegas sums to 86. It would be 86, or a total span of 87 days since her 30-year-old birthday. And I don't know if 62 is anything. Oh yeah, 62. 62 sums to 38, and that could play in favor of her fighting against. She could become 6-2, and she's fighting against Miesha Tate, which sums to 38, and then we know that connection to the Hebrew 16th day of the third month, 163 the 38th prime, also 38 date numerology on the Hebrew religious side. And then Miesha, she would just sit on 19 wins. For her career, she would get her 8th loss. And 19 is a Vegas number, as we mentioned in the previous fight. 19 sums to 86 and 130. She can sit on 19 in Las Vegas, 86 days from Ketlin's birthday. Las Vegas, 86 and 130. So that's both sides for the main event. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you guys some insight, some information, and something to build on. I definitely wish you the best of luck in your picks for the fights. I hope you win every single pick that you make. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support.